Hi everyone, we're shooting on location today, and that location just happens to be in the middle of the road, but luckily it's not a very crowded road. This is a 2017 Audi A4 2.0T Quattro. It's a base premium model, but it's got a few options that I'll go over in a little bit. I did a video of the 2017 A4 already, but I thought it'd be nice to show you guys one that's equipped with a little bit fewer options to kind of see what the more base level ones look like. So starting with the front, your telltale sign is that it has the base xenon headlights as opposed to the full LED setup. And these are the 18-inch wheels you get on the 18-inch wheel package on the premium model. So these are the lower level 18-inch wheels. You can also tell it's a premium by the fact that it has no chrome around the windows. It's all black. However, you do still get your dual-tipped exhaust, and it still has the dynamic turn signals, which I don't know if you'll see when I lock it or not. Yep, so you can see that. And you still have your key. The key on the back is not glossy, you'll notice, on the baser ones. You can still pop the trunk open just like that. While we're back here, you've still got your 2 grocery bag hooks, which is good. Got your metal tie downs, a couple storage areas, 40-20-40 on the split folding seats, and a grab handle on each side underneath so you can pull it down. Obviously the car looks the same on this side. That's pretty much just how cars work. And the tire size right here, we're on 245/40 R18, so 18-inch wheels, 245 millimeters wide, 40% is your aspect ratio on that. And what kind of tires are these? These are they are Pirelli Centrato P7 All Seasons. Well, the steering feel is a little bit better on this one than the other one I drove, because the other one I drove had snow tires on it. So to get the car on all seasons, that's a nice way to compare it. The on-center feel improves a little bit, but like most Audis, and you've probably read on some car reviews, if you're watching this video by now, you're probably already interested in the A4. The steering feel is not great. It's pretty dead, but the steering is direct and quick if you set it to dynamic through the Audi Drive Select. But I'll go over that in just a little bit. Starting with the door panel here, you can see on the bottom we've got your bass audio system. So this does not have the Bang & Olufsen system. It's a pretty good system. There's plenty of bass, but I think I'd still upgrade it just for better clarity and the surround sound. It just sounds better. There is actually ambient lighting under here. You can't see it, but that's where there's a lip right here. It's not shoddy build quality. There's a light here. There's also one like under here. So there's a little bit of ambient lighting. It's white. I think you can change the color once you get up to higher trim levels, but you still got your memory seats right here, and your natural gray oak wood trim, which looks really nice. Right over here we have a storage compartment that's all lined. It's very deep. You can see my wallet's all the way back there, garage door opener, just because it's a loaner car. I don't feel like programming that one, so I just have my own garage door opener in there. All-weather light. This is basically your fog light replacement. They're built into the main beams and they shine around more out to the side than traditional fog lights do. These are your rear fogs, auto headlights, manual and tilt telescopic steering column. The main difference between this one and the one I had before was this one has the base instrument cluster and not Audi Virtual Cockpit. So we'll take a look at that right now and start it up. Foot in the brake, start button is right here. You can see here Audi A4 Quattro, MMI Radio Plus. So even though it's the base one and it's a little bit squattier than the higher level ones, the resolution is still pretty good. It's a little slow to boot up. Hit the main menu right here. And that's the main menu for the MMI. And I'll put my seatbelt on so it doesn't start yelling at me. The engine's still super smooth and quiet. Pretty limited functionality here. You still control it right here, and I'll just kind of put the spoke here so you can see what I'm doing. You can scroll between your media, your phone, and then your computer over here. You can just scroll like that. Just those three. View pretty much just does that. Just minimizes the display. And that'll probably go away in a sec. So if you want less, or you can turn it back on. This is just a back button if you're in a menu. This one gives you more options if you're in an options screen. Like if I was here, there's a little, you can just push this for different options on the side. if there are some. And then hit press to select, and then you can scroll up and down, obviously. So that's what your trip computer looks like. Short-term, long-term memory, fuel consumption, basic stuff. Leather wrap steering wheel, as you can see. Paddle shifters, normal cruise controls right there. Base MMI screen, decent resolution. MMI controls right here at your main menu, your back. These are contextual buttons or soft keys that correspond to your options on the screen. And the one I usually use for a demo is if you push down to select, and we'll go into vehicle. And you see individual, that's the left one, that's the right one. So if I push the right one, this is what you can change now to drive select. Now this just being a base car, you can pretty much just change the engine and transmission response and then the steering. And that's how I have individual mode set up right now. But you can set it to those other modes as well, or you can scroll through right here. That's to turn auto start stop on and off, stability control on and off. This is your screen on and off right here. And this one is equipped with a backup camera, but no parking sensors. So there's no button to turn the camera just on and off. Normally, if this one had parking sensors, you could push a button and that would turn the front mirror sensors on and the camera, but not this one. Let's go back into park. Kind of an annoying shifter. It always stays in this position unless you're in drive manual mode. If you were to do that, you put it in drive, then go over to manual, and just push for park. So then use your e-brake. Place to hold your key, I guess, or whatever. MMI, push for mute, and then you can track back and forth by just toggling back and forth like that. And then that's the volume. Whoops, there's your presets right there. You can kind of hover your finger over them. Actually, let's get to a radio screen. Okay, so you can like hover your finger over them and it'll preview what your thing is before you press it, which is kind of cool. And you can do the same thing with these. This is also capacitive for the climate control. You can kind of see which other options are. And you can see I have it set up where you have just blowing on your feet for the driver's side and both on the passenger side. So you can change different options on each side of the car, which is kind of cool. Heated seats obviously right here. 3-zone climate control. Where I have it, you can change individually. You can also change the rear climate right back here. And you can also change the rear climate from up here, which is kind of cool. So you can change it to rear. When you do that, that changes to rear, and it says rear in the button here. And that'll control what the rear zone is. And then you can just go back to the 3-zone setting again, or sync them all together. If this car had heated rear seats, you could also turn the heated rear seats on and off from up here when you go down to rear. This big open diffuser vent is up here. And that's set to open. And now it's closed. So if you click it up again, it'll open it. There, now it's open. And you get your fan speed obviously right there. So there's your climate controls. Looking up here, we've got our LED light, just poke them. Sunroof controls, tilt and slide. That'll turn the lights on when you open the door, and that's all your lights. Your universal garage door opener, moonroof, Quattro badge, of course. Here's how we're equipped. You can see this is just a base car. It's Manhattan gray with the rock gray / black interior. We have the convenience 18-inch wheel and sport packages, and you can read what's included there. Heated seats are an individual option on the base car. Natural gray oak inlays and the Audi guard all within mats, which you can see here. That say A4 on them. 27 combined, 24 city, 31 highway. So a quick look at the sport seats there. You can see that you can move the head restraints in and out and up and down. Decent amount of rear seat room. And what's in our console here? You've got your 2 USB ports, auxiliary input. This thing does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and you can adjust this for height and a couple different rakes. And then to reset it, just open it all the way and put it back down again. So that's kind of cool. I guess we'll do a quick little drive. Don't want to go too far, but so yeah, this is a quick little A4 video. One thing to note with this transmission, even though it is a dual clutch transmission, is it's never going to shift as fast as, like, if you've seen my S3 videos, it's never going to get quick and snappy. Even if you put it in dynamic S and manual mode, it shifts quickly enough, but it's kind of tuned to feel more like a conventional torque converter automatic. You can tell it's a dual clutch when you're stepping away from a stop, or when you do your downshift on the pedals. You'll see it rev match pretty quickly like a normal S-tronic, but it's still not as fast as like a GTI does it, or an Audi S model with an S-tronic transmission. And just for demonstrative purposes, why don't we put it into dynamic mode, and that'll automatically put us in S mode. Let me go into drive, so we see we're in S. If we're in, I can knock it back to drive and it revs lower. I went over this in my last video, but if you are in drive, so there's drive, here's S, see it revs higher? The reason this is the toggle switch for that is because to go between D and S, like if I'm in drive right now and I go to manual, it stays in drive manual. See how the revs are below are about 800? But if I go in S, and then I go to manual, it stays in S manual. See how the revs stay at about 1,000? That perks up the throttle response quite a bit. So this is as fast as the car will change gear, which I'm not going to do right now, but you'll be able to see it when I tap the paddles for a downshift. So let's pull away here and get this set up. If I do a rev match, you get a rev match instantly. Force it up a couple of gears here. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. That was not a paddle I just selected. Let's just watch the windshield instead. Okay, let's try that again. Let's shift up a couple gears. Okay, so now we're in fourth. So I'll now do a double tap into second and you'll see what I'm talking about with the rev matching. Or not. Well, close enough anyway. But just a quick little demo. And let's go back into drive. So it'll really downshift very quickly for you, just like a regular S-tronic, but normal acceleration, which I'll do from drive. Let's put it in comfort. And you'll see this is how it shifts normally. See, like it's fine, but it's nothing to write home about, but it's definitely smooth enough. It has your typical buttery smooth Audi feels. Anybody who's used to that will not be disappointed with this car. So there's my quick little A4 overview. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you later.